What if I told you a prophet of Allah was once hunted like a criminal? According to reports mentioned by some early scholars, Prophet Zakaria was pursued by his enemies, hid inside a tree by Allah's permission, and was martyred when they cut the tree. The exact details are not confirmed in authentic Quran or Hadith, and his son, a young prophet filled with purity and truth. According to many classical scholars, Yahya condemned an unlawful marriage of the ruler, refusing to compromise Allah's law, and was eventually martyred. This is not fiction. This is the heartbreaking story of Prophet Zakaria and his son Prophet Yahya. Two men chosen by Allah, two voices that refused to stay silent. Two prophets who protected Maryam and Isa, even when the entire society was collapsing around them. Their story feels terrifyingly familiar to the world we live in today, because truth still has enemies. Corruption still hates righteousness, and people who stand for Allah still pay a heavy price. As the sun disappeared behind the stone streets of Jerusalem, darkness slowly covered the city. But this darkness was not only in the sky, it was inside the hearts of people too. At that time, Bani Israel was under Roman rule. Power belonged to corrupt rulers. Religion still existed on the outside, but sincerity was disappearing. People prayed with their tongues, while their hearts chased the world. The temple still stood. The Torah was still read. Religious leaders still spoke. But deep down, the soul of the nation was dying, and in the middle of this broken society, there lived a quiet servant of Allah, a man most people ignored. But the heavens knew his name, Zakaria. He didn't wear royal clothing. He didn't live in palaces. Crowds did not follow him through the streets. He was simple, a prophet of Allah, and a carpenter. During the day, he worked with wood using his own hands. At night, he worshipped Allah with tears in his eyes. Even though he spoke to the heavens, he still earned halal rizq from the earth. And that alone teaches us something powerful. The prophets never depended on luxury. They worked, they struggled, they lived among the people. Prophet Zakaria was gentle in speech, soft in tone, but strong in truth. And that truth made people uncomfortable. At that time, Bani Israel had gone far from the spirit of revelation. Religion became more about appearances than sincerity. People openly ignored Allah's commands. Corruption spread quietly through society, and many religious leaders stayed silent out of fear. Some people even told Prophet Zakaria, "Mind your own business. Stop telling us what's halal and haram." But Prophet Zakaria could see what others ignored. A nation without truth eventually destroys itself. And another pain weighed heavily on his heart. He had no child, no heir to continue the mission after him. Prophet Zakaria and his wife were extremely old. Their hair had turned white. Their bodies had become weak. By worldly logic, having a child was impossible. But Allah was about to show humanity something miraculous. The birth of Maryam, peace be upon her. Zakaria's wife had a sister named Hannah. She also longed for a child. One day, while sitting beneath a tree, according to some historical narrations, Hannah saw a bird feeding its babies. Again and again, the mother bird carried food to the nest. And suddenly, her heart broke into tears. "Ya Allah, if you give me a child, I will dedicate that child to your service." Allah accepted her dua. Soon she became pregnant. But before the child was born, her husband Imran passed away. Then finally, the baby arrived, a girl. Hannah became emotional. "I wanted a boy for service in the temple. But Allah had a greater plan. That baby was Maryam, peace be upon her, the woman chosen above all women. And when Hannah carried baby Maryam to Beit al-Maqdis, the religious leaders began arguing. Who will take care of her? Each of them wanted the honor. Then they agreed on a solution. They would throw their pens into the river. Whichever pen remained above the water would belong to the chosen guardian. Prophet Zakaria threw his pen, and by Allah's permission, his pen floated. Again and again they repeated it. Each time, Zakaria's pen remained above the water. Allah himself had chosen him. And from that moment, Prophet Zakaria became the guardian of Maryam. But he had no idea yet that this young girl would become part of one of the greatest miracles in history. The miracle that changed everything. Prophet Zakaria placed Maryam in a private room of worship. Only he had access to it. Every day he brought her food and cared for her personally. But one day, something impossible happened. When Zakaria entered the room, classical scholars mention that he found fruits from different seasons. Summer fruits in winter, winter fruits in summer. He was shocked. Maryam, where is this coming from? Her answer shook his soul. It is from Allah. Surely Allah provides for whom He wills without measure. That moment changed everything. Prophet Zakaria realized something powerful. If Allah can send impossible provision to Maryam, then Allah can also give a child to an old man. And right there, his heart filled with hope again. That night, he raised his hands quietly and made one of the most emotional du'as in history. My Lord, grant me a righteous child. And Allah answered immediately. The angels called out to him, O Zakaria, Allah gives you glad tidings of a son named Yahya, a child unlike any other, pure, righteous, a prophet from childhood. Prophet Zakaria was overwhelmed. How can I have a son when I am old and my wife is barren? But Allah answered, this is easy for me, because when Allah says be, nothing is impossible. Prophet Yahya and the return of truth. Soon Prophet Yahya was born, and from childhood, he was different, quiet, wise, deeply connected to Allah. While other children played, Prophet Yahya loved worship. As he grew older, his voice began shaking the hearts of people. He openly called society back to Allah. He warned against corruption, against immorality, against hypocrisy. And unlike many others, he did not fear powerful people. At that same time, Maryam faced her greatest test. Jibril came to her with the news that she would give birth to Isa without a father, a miracle beyond human understanding. The people later accused her, slandered her, attacked her honor, but Allah defended her through Prophet Isa himself. As a baby in the cradle, Prophet Isa spoke, Indeed, I am the servant of Allah. And throughout all these events, Zakaria was Mary's guardian. Yahya supported Isa. They stood beside truth, even when society turned against them. The clash with power. Then came the real confrontation. Jerusalem's ruler at that time was Herod, a corrupt king controlled by desires and Roman politics. His palace looked beautiful from the outside, but inside it was filled with sin. Many scholars stayed silent around him, but Prophet Yahya refused. He openly spoke against corruption, against injustice, against haram becoming normalized. And then he did something most people were too afraid to do. He confronted the ruler directly.
This is not halal for you.
That sentence shook the palace, because tyrants fear truthful voices more than armies. Herod became disturbed. He tried ignoring Prophet Yahya, then attacking his reputation. He's extreme. He causes division. He speaks too harshly. But Prophet Yahya never backed down. Every speech became stronger, and eventually, Herod made a decision. Eventually, the ruler ordered his execution. Deep beneath Jerusalem, inside a dark prison, sat Yahya ibn Zakaria. But prison did not silence him. Even there, his heart remained connected to Allah. Herod could not sleep peacefully, because truth has a strange power. Even when locked away, it still terrifies oppressors. Then one night, the final order was given. Prophet Yahya was executed, not because he committed a crime, not because he betrayed anyone, only because he spoke the truth. And just like that, a prophet of Allah became a martyr. But the oppression did not stop there. Now the oppressors turned toward his father, Prophet Zakaria. He hid in a garden near Bayt al-Maqdis. According to narrations mentioned by scholars like Ibn Kathir, a tree opened for him by Allah's permission. Zakaria entered inside it, but Shaitan guided the oppressors to the tree. "Cut it," he whispered, and they brought a saw. The tree was cut, with Prophet Zakaria inside it, a prophet, martyred in one of the most painful ways imaginable. Yet he remained patient until the end. No screaming, no betrayal of faith, no turning away from Allah, only surrender. The stories of Prophets Zakaria, Yahya, and Maryam are not just stories from the past. They are mirrors for every generation. Prophet Zakaria teaches us never to lose hope in dua. Even in extreme old age, he still believed Allah could change the impossible. Prophet Yahya teaches us that truth has a price. Sometimes speaking for Allah makes powerful people hate you. And Maryam teaches us that when Allah chooses someone, He also gives them tests no ordinary heart could carry. But all three shared one thing in common: complete trust in Allah. They were slandered, hunted, rejected, isolated. Yet none of them abandoned their mission. And maybe that's the message this world desperately needs today. Because we live in a time where people are pressured to stay silent, to compromise truth, to fear society more than Allah. But the prophets teach us something greater. Even if the entire world turns against truth, truth is still truth. And even if those who stand for Allah seem weak in this world, their rank with Allah is beyond imagination. So if you ever feel alone for holding on to Islam, remember Zakaria, remember Yahya, remember Maryam, because the path of truth was never easy.
If this reminder touched your heart, make sure to share this video and subscribe Islamic Legacy for more powerful stories that bring history to life.